Pretty cool. We went from 6 and change. We went 2 degrees flatter statically, and you're around 2 degrees flatter dynamically on one shot there, right? So it's doing what it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. So this is a special video. There's one significant change in the golf industry this year that, to be honest, could shape the way driver technology evolves over the next number of years. FUTUREFIT33 is not just a step forward, it's a leap forward in sort of driver sleeve technology. I mean, tell us about how, when someone came to the table and went, here's our current sleeve, this is what we propose. What was the reaction?
So me as a fitter, my first thing was, this is awesome.
Yeah.
The more settings you have, the better. My fitting brain was already thinking, now we can do this, now we can do that. The natural reaction to most people is, whoa, that's a lot. This could be confusing.
Right.
And today you guys are gonna learn it's really not that confusing, and it's great to have all those options.
Yeah, and I think that's probably between the three of us, our main job today is try and help you guys understand through the lens that we were helped to understand it today, the way to perceive these 33 positions. Obviously, it's more configurations, it's more options than anyone really has ever put together in a loft sleeve. And obviously, it's going to unlock multiple combinations. I mean, it almost takes the whole golf industry and all the combinations of every company can fit inside the capability of one sleeve.
Yeah, we can pretty much hit all the windows. We can hit, we have 4 degrees in loft, we have 4 degrees in lie, and we can hit all of those in between, fine settings.
I love it. We've just went through a sort of overview of the new driver line. And for me, the one that stood out in terms of performance that fits my needs is Ds-Adapt LS. So we're going to use that for the test, the 9-degree head. I mean, let's truly unlock it. Let's just go to town in this thing and see how much we can get out of it. I loved the dispersion. I loved what I was finding on the misses. I think it's time to put some horsepower behind it and let's see what we can do with it.
All right, let's do it.
Good strike out of the gate.
Yeah, that was good.
Better strike position.
That's a good strike again. Must have just been a little bit. Face the target, where's the path? Yeah.
Pretty good, actually.
Yeah, it was actually decent. Turned over a little bit, but it's okay.
Is it good?
Yeah. That's a phenomenal one for, I kind of backed out it a little bit, but it done so well.
A little higher strike.
Yeah, a little high toe. I really just think this thing's pretty forgiving.
22
I keep saying
14.
Yeah,
Feels
that weight
really
and toe
stable.
for you. Dynamic lies can be right around 6 degrees, so let's keep an eye on that as we start to move around with loft and lie in those settings.
I think as far as like 3 neutral ones go, A1, it's probably not a million miles away from what I need, but we're not here to see what I need yet. We're going to explore the full capabilities of the sleeves. So let's move it into another direction.
Sure.
Where were we before with the other one? What was the average with this?
6 and change. Wow, 4.7.
Pretty cool. We went from 6 and change. We went 2 degrees flatter statically, and you're around 2 degrees flatter dynamically on one shot there, right? So it's doing what it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
Like that.
So yeah, consistently coming out flatter. Again, managing that miss incredibly well.
Yep, flatter again on dynamic lie.
Yeah.
We were.
Do you know what's an interesting thing? Like, I feel myself making much better swings now. So, because I don't feel like I'm going to go left, like if I feel like I'm going to go left, I start going like that.
Yeah, raise the handle.
Yeah, and dynamic lie angle goes down a little bit, toe down. I feel like with this, because I'm not going to go left, I feel like I'm swinging much more like that, which is going to actually make it.
So we're not seeing the
more
dynamic
toe up.
as low as we thought we would.
Because my swing's getting better, which is...
Your speed will obviously pick up as well, right?
It's like coming out way more easily.
Yeah.
Like I was trying to kind of put way more in, and I'm getting much, much closer to where I'm used to being. Yeah, getting really close to this one.
In the 2 degrees flat, just so much more tighter for him.
Sure, he had none that went left, right?
I like that you can freely swing out that way.
I do as well. Yeah, you definitely can't overlook the changes that will happen in someone's swing that will maybe offset a little bit of the changes. Like, yeah, I fully saw, like, from that first one where I hadn't had the opportunity to adapt yet, we saw almost that exact 2 degree difference.
Right.
By that time, I kind of obviously start to feel something a little bit different, more protected, and I start, you know, really rotating so much better. And we're going to see more ball speed. We're going to see some different stuff.
Yeah, you weren't fearing that left miss.
I was
right?
not, definitely not.
That's what we've seen pretty early on fitting this new dark speed adapt is once we get someone into the right head, the right CG location, and then the right setting, their speed's going up because they feel confident, right?
And look at the delivery there as well.
Yeah.
So less up, less right, face angle closer to target. It really just, you know, strike lived a little bit toe side. So,
And like you said, you can swing freer, so
Oh,
club
no
head
doubt.
speed goes up, ball speed goes up. Really
and we
good.
didn't touch loft yet. Loft changed.
Yep.
So dynamically, that's kind of the evolution of the swing. And, you know, obviously that's a big part of what we preach, you know, as a fitter. You've got to understand the ramifications of what you're trying to do. Like, is someone, why is the change not an exact replica of the chart?
Yeah,
Because the human is the variable.
totally.
Okay, let's go to the next one.
All right. So let's do the opposite here. Let's go to all the way upright. Might not be the setting for you, but let's just see, again, how the club looks to you and how the ball flight changes.
Okay, E1,
E1, so 2 degrees upright, still haven't touched
4
the loft.
degree change.
Exactly. Can you see it visually at address?
Yes, I mean, massively sitting now on its kind of
And
heel.
for you, if someone misses left, probably not going to suit your eye. But those people that do miss right, we can do that pretty easily, right?
Not bad.
Brad?
That's similar, kind of, to what we saw. 8.2.
8.2. So we started neutral. A1 was 6-ish. up.
6-ish.
Now we've gone 2 up.
Yeah.
We're up to 8. So definitely a little more left.
8.3.
Little upright, low spin.
Yeah. And like I said to you off camera there, the one I'm getting excited about now is when we go flat with some loft, because as I see that dynamic loft number at 13.8, we're running out of room. The runway's pretty short now in terms of spin loft.
Doing what
right
it's
there.
supposed to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, spin axis is definitely a little more left.
Really consistent on the lie angle. This one, like 8.4. So like I don't feel like I'm sort of reacting. Like I was reacting differently to the other one, not so much to this one.
Yeah, and in all 3 settings we've tried so far, we haven't touched loft. Your dynamic loft's kind of been around that 14 and a half,
really
right?
has.
Hasn't changed.
Sounded so
That's
good.
good there.
Good swing.
Yeah. Thank you. Good.
Again, with that lie angle kind of hovering around that 8 degrees, right?
No, that was very consistent, wasn't it?
Nice little combo, upright and low spin.
Yeah.
We can see if we look at, dynamic lie, pretty much did what's expected, right? We started in A1, you were about 6 degrees toe up. We went flat, your first one was closer to that 4. Then you mentioned, you kind of change your swing a little bit, adjusting to it. But we went upright, it basically went exactly 2 degrees up more dynamically, right?
Okay, lads, talk to me. B6.
Okay, so far all we've done is move lie angle around. We haven't touched loft.
Yeah.
You mentioned off camera you wanted to try, if we were actually fitting you, we'd want a little more loft and go to that flat side. You'd like the look of the flat. Your misses left, so we've gone to the extreme, the most high and right we can go, which is the B6 setting. So B6 is going to be 1.4 degrees higher in loft and 1.4 degrees flatter. We should see this ball flight pick up a little more launch, a little more spin, be on the right side again, and if that's too far, then we can fine tune with the chart and work our way back to where we need to be.
I would say so far this is how the driver is sat its best.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this
You
look
can see
is,
some loft, you can see that's flat
I
again.
think so. Very good.
There's the right again.
Sounded great.
2.
Be a bit spinny.
No. Well, 26, but open face.
Okay.
But strike felt so good.
Yeah, and there's lie angle again back at 4-5 upright.
It's gotten a little harder to turn over again, boys.
Yeah, it's definitely on the right side of the line. Which again, you'd probably rather see that shot than the left, right?
Yeah.
That was nice.
You don't like the strike?
Hmm?
You like that one?
It wasn't bad. It just, there's just it's definitely just with the extra loft, the collection of strikes is pretty good.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, there's just a little bit of face angle.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and so we started in A1. We went flat, we went upright. We hadn't touched on loft yet. So you'd mentioned that you'd want to see a little more loft and go back to that flat side. So went to B6, which is the highest and most right we can go. As you can see here, definitely went more right than A1, but probably too much loft, right? Spin, 2,800. I think your land angle was around 41. So we've now moved to A6, which is actually a little less loft, so plus 0.7 degrees of loft, and even flatter. We're 1.7 degrees flat.
Right.
So on paper, I think this should put you in a really good spot, launch and spin-wise, and then the lie angle should put you in a good spot dynamically and visually to your eye.
Love it.
Like that.
Sounded so good.
It can launch up, spin down.
Yeah, really good there.
Good strike.
Another good one.
Yeah, I mean, good face control. Hair low in the strike.
And got away with it.
Yeah. Yeah, spin didn't go up much, did it? 23, 23,
Really good.
87.
Yeah, in the last setting, we were averaging like 26, 27. Now the last two have been, closer to that 2,200, 2,300.
So we look basically those two, right? Quite different in the strike. If we go table, we'll see the difference of 2 yards between quite a difference in those two clubs. It's amazing how, I keep saying it, how stable this thing is.
For the least forgiving head
I know.
of the four. And to your point there, like two very different strikes. Your ball speed is the same. The spin was really good. Obviously, the launch came in a little lower because you hit it low in the face, but nothing else really
Spin
changed.
didn't go anywhere.
Dispersion's pretty consistent.
And that's an engineering feat in itself, isn't it? To mitigate, sort of spin like that. And I go back to what I keep, keep seeing, which is, it looks to me, because the heads are very, very stable, that they're just, the face doesn't look like it's got that much sort of,
Curvature.
Yeah, just feels like it's fairly flat, and that would sort of, I guess, make sense that it's kind of not kicking up that much, it's not gearing quite as much. I love that. It's really, really good.
Nice. Trying to come back.
Coming. Really holding on.
Nice thing with dropping that loft too, you get more out of it once it hits the ground.
Yeah.
Rear swing.
Yeah.
Just,
when that first came off, it looked like it wanted to go left, but
I know.
it was great.
It really was held its line, didn't it? I feel like it's just the kind of session has went on. Like, you can clearly see, like, strike has gotten so much better. Confidence is kind of growing. I kind of have a little feel for what my swing needs to do to sort of work nicely within the driver.
Just feel with the new adapter, we're able to pinpoint and dial you in so much more than we've been able to do in the past.
And that's the picture of it right there.
That's good. It's doing exactly what we thought, right? We went from A1, we knew we wanted a little more loft and to go more right. So we went to the extreme, we went to B6. We got the right out of it. It was a little bit too high. Then we fine-tuned it. We went to A6, so we lowered the loft a little bit. Ball speed was up, launch was down a touch, spins in a really good spot, and it wasn't quite as far right. If we were going through a fit right now, I'd say we're in a pretty good spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can kind of see where B6 has more right, A1 has a touch more left, and it was kind of lower left, and having that little bit more loft has kind of kept kept us sort of, if it's going to miss, it stays in the air here longer, so it doesn't get that low left one. You know, yeah, it's really, really balanced. Really, really balanced. Love that. It's great stuff. I mean, you were kind of, to be able to play with the ball flight like that, it was kind of on a string, really. You know, you were kind of able to make it do what you wanted it to do, and it would correlate really, really nicely. If we go to the table a second, Mikey, I just want to look at, the swing wasn't really moving around all that much. You know, I think it got better. The path got more neutral, face got tighter to the path, which is always going to be good for efficiency. I've talked many, many times about angle of attack being the gateway to me not having the low strike in the face. I can get 5-6 up on it, and the minute I do that, I'm in trouble. So if I can be 3, it's much, much better spot to be in. That's really, really good stuff.
Again, I think going back to being able to dial that in so much more, watching you swing freer rather than protect yourself, such a
night and day, really. If we think about like the start of the, you know, trying to kind of find it a little bit to kind of feeling as free as you would want to feel if you're kind of picking targets out there and you're not really kind of that internal, you're much more external in how you're feeling about it. That's the way we want every player in the bay to feel.
Yeah, I think it's kind of the beauty of this new chart with 33 settings. You know, when you first hear 33, you seem like that's a lot, but you're never going to use all 33 in a fit. You're going to identify what quadrant a player needs to go to. And I've been going to the extremes to show how the ball flight moves. And I think the higher the handicap the player, you're probably going to live more on the outside of the extremes. Yeah. And the better players, we're going to move towards, we're going to fine tune if we need to towards those center settings.
You said at the start, from a fitter's perspective, you know, your kind of face lit up when you saw the sleeve. I mean, think about 33 loft sleeve positions, 4 heads, 3 weight positions on the LS, 2 in the X, 1 in the K in the back, 1 in the heel on the D. I mean, start multiplying that, add a shaft wall, add the loft options. I mean, you're in the tens of thousands.
There's no excuse if you can't dial someone in next year.
No kidding.
Really, really good stuff. All right, guys. I really hope, I knew we would enjoy that one because that's the nature of our jobs and, you know, getting to geek out and see technology do its thing and really work. And that's the beauty, again, of a system like GC Quad, being able to pinpoint, you know, the sort of strike locations and to the 10th of a degree at times where face angle is and all that sort of stuff. It's a lot of fun. I hope you guys got a lot out of that as well, because ultimately we're doing this test to show you guys what is now available for you in the fit environment, and hopefully giving you more reasons to come in and get dialed in for your equipment. I thought for a number of years now, there's too many options out in the field for you guys to go in and pick stuff off the shelf. Think about it now. We've just laid it out there. 33 loft sleeve positions, 4 heads. We've got 3 weight positions on LS, 2 on the X, 1 in the K, and 1 in the D. The options are absolutely limitless now to get dialed in, and this is just with Cobra,
right?
You know, so which is an amazing feat. So hopefully this is some encouragement for those of you who may be on the fence that I don't know if there's really a lot in this fitting game for me. Hopefully we showed you something a bit different there, right? We can really influence the ball flight through the delivery. The club fitter can really get to work and dial this thing, and it's a real treat for us, isn't it?
It's exciting.
It really is. All right, guys. This is the biggest breakthrough of 2025 from a technological standpoint. We feel that way. We know you guys are going to absolutely love it when you try it. So get in the bays, get trying it. By the time you see this video, if any of you have had the opportunity to, let us know. What was your experience? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. And, you know, if you had a great experience, share it with everyone else, because I think this is something people are going to need to be encouraged to try. So stay tuned for more, and we will see you again soon.